And once again, we apologize for the delay in the broadcast. We do understand that it's an ongoing problem, and we are doing our best to solve it. Here we are in the bottom half of the seventh inning, still an 8-6 ball game in favor of the Foresters. We do have a runner at first in Luke Bandy, and as a matter of fact, he was on first, but now he's on second with a stolen base. Bandy opened up the inning with a walk.
Visit from Illig and a stolen base for Bandy.
Thomas Delgadillo steps in once again. He is a perfect 3 for 3 today.
Runs are brought to you all season long by Santa Barbara Home Improvement Center.
Has 3 singles with 2 RBIs. And he would love to find himself with his 4th single and 3rd RBI here. With his team down by 2 runs, that fastball runs inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Aaron Simpson awaits on deck. Jake Ortega in the hole, and Paul Gomez, if anyone else gets on. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Delgadillo. Here comes the pitch. In there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. The Riptide and the Foresters engaging in a closely contested matchup as that is slapped towards the left side. The left fielder giving chase. It'll fall in fair, and here we go. Thomas Delgadillo on his way towards third. He will hold an RBI triple. Trims the deficit to 1 for your Orange County Riptide. A perfect 4 for 4. 2 singles, 3 singles, 1 triple, 3 RBIs.
From New Stifter down the line. Michael chased it out of the corner. And it's going to be an RBI triple from the red-hot Delgadillo, who has 3 RBIs and 4 hits now in the game. As Fields misses upstairs to Simpson.
1 ball and no strikes to Aaron Simpson. Simpson, of course, making an outstanding throw during the top half of the 7th inning to prevent the Foresters from taking a 3-run lead as the pitch is on the outer half for a strike. Count is even at 1-1. Now he is looking to contribute more than just defensively, but also offensively. The infield plays in for Santa Barbara. The tying run 90 feet away for the Riptide. Here comes the pitch, slapped towards the right side, right towards Jake Ortega, who awaits on deck. 11 hits and 8 runs for the Foresters. 10 hits and 7 runs for the Riptide. The third pitcher of the ballgame for the Foresters. On the mound is a fastball is hit towards the right side. The second baseman doing a beautiful job to play it on a hop. It was actually well hit. Nonetheless, the out is recorded for the first one of the inning.
That's job 1. 4-3 on the ground out, one
Walking up to the
away.
plate from Cal State University, Bakersfield, number 44.
Cameron Fields on the mound for the Foresters, and it looks like his afternoon may be coming to an end, and sure enough, that is the result. And while things unravel here for the Foresters, we'll take a short break.
Ortega.
We remain in the bottom half of the seventh inning. The tying run at third base for the Foresters. A new pitcher on the mound for, the tying run on base for the Riptide. New pitcher on the mound for the Foresters. A lefty on lefty matchup. Fastball on the outer half. Snaps to the corner for a strike. Brad Demko, the left-hander out of Sam Houston State University. On the mound, 6'2", 195 pounds, out of Austin, Texas. Looking to do anything within his ability to prevent the Riptide from tying up the ballgame, and he is in for a difficult challenge as the tying run is only 90 feet away. A pass ball, a wild pitch, a fly ball. Anything can drive in that runner for the Riptide. Line towards the right side, but foul.
Coach. And down the right field line, so quickly Demko has 2 strikes on Ortega. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Needs a punch out here. So
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, breaking ball. And that one, oh my goodness, looked like nothing less than strike 3. But I'll take it. You know why? Because I'm cheering for the Riptide. 2-2 the count. Let's see what happens. Off the end of the bat towards the left side.
Ortega had to adjust his helmet, hold on to it. He swung
So Jake Ortega, let's see what he decides to do after being given a second opportunity at the plate. Count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Chopper towards the right side. The second baseman holds the runner. He flips over to first. And, well, if the Riptide fail to score this half inning, they will be kicking themselves all weekend long. Hank Lafort doing it himself. Back-to-back ground outs towards the right side, resulting in absolutely nothing for the Riptide, but everything for the Foresters. And now, well, it comes down to Paul Gomez, and he pops this one up behind the plate. Mason Hibbler waits on deck. Paul Gomez looking to help his team out. Down to the count at no balls and 1 strike. Pitcher delivers, swings, and misses 0-2. A 9-7 ball game here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The left-hander gets the sign. Sets, delivers the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. Thomas Delgadillo aboard at third. Reached on an RBI triple. Delgadillo is 4 for 4. As the 0-2 is a ground ball towards the left side. The third baseman, Ryan Cash, is there. Had trouble catching it cleanly. Nonetheless, he was able to knock it down, which then prompted him to simply pick up the ball and make a good throw over to first base. To the top half of the 8th inning we go. The Riptide failed to score with no outs and a runner on third. Zach Bromstead, 6 feet, 195 pounds, out of Mount Sac, JC. Takes the mound here in the top of the 8th inning. Out of Covina, California, he will be entering his sophomore season in 2019. A righty-on-righty matchup. Here comes the pitch, fastball that runs outside and high, 1-0. Bromstead looking to hold the Foresters here at 8 runs. The Riptide with a perfect opportunity to tie up the ballgame. They had Thomas Delgadillo aboard at third base with no men out. Nonetheless, they came up empty. Back-to-back groundouts towards second base, and the final one towards third resulted in a goose egg. The count is even at 1-1. Bromstead delivers fastball that runs inside, foul towards the right hand. Towards the right side.
Logan looks at the barrel of his bat to make sure it's still in use. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count.
1 run earned, 4 hits to the Foresters, no walks and 1 strikeout in his 3 innings of work. Here's the 1-2.
The 1-2 pitch stays up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That one, it was upstairs all the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 15 runs, 21 hits, 5 errors in this wild game, but the Foresters have held the lead.
The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards the left side and in there for a base hit. So Logan Allen starts off the top half of the 8th inning.
Between short and third, and the Foresters have their leadoff man on here in the 8th.
Hank Lafort digs in, and Lafort has had a very busy day for the Riptide.
Has 2 hits that way, plus an infield single. So he is 3 for 5.
3 for 5 today. Had an RBI triple his last time up. Then recorded back-to-back outs with the tying run at third base and no man out while playing in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Has scored 3 runs. Is at the plate.
Adam leads off for first. He reached on a single. There he goes, and that's ripped out towards left center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Cut off by Luke Bandy, but here's the runner. He's on his way home. The throw to the plate is offline, and the Foresters extend their lead to 2.
And Hank Lafort has done it again. A ringing double, and the Foresters
Hank Lafort
7.
now 4 for 6.
Roll out of bed on Christmas Day and rip an extra base hit. He has not missed a beat since joining the Foresters, and Allen, who was off to the races. Again, the Foresters stay aggressive, and that time it pays off. Luke Ritter looks at a strike on a slider from Bromstead. Oh my gosh, brother! Bromstead is 9th appearance for the Riptide. And this
Towards the left side, past the diving third baseman. The runner will hold, and good enough
first was waving him home, but
because Lafort actually slipped on his way towards home.
slides around third and gets back to the bag amidst a cloud of dust.
And here is a pitching visit, and we'll take a short break. So Zach Bromstead has surrendered 1 run, has runners on the corners with still no men down. I said at the beginning of the inning, Bromstead would love to hold the Foresters to what was then 8 runs. Now it's 9, so now he would like to hold them at 9 runs.
No let up. They are relentless.
Pitch hits the corner for a strike. We're even at 1.
They're only going to be bolstered even more at the top of the lineup now with the addition of Lafort. A third-year Forester is a genuine spark.
The 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Throw goes back to third instead. Not in time.
He slides back in safely as Ritter steals second.
So runners in scoring position with no men out.
Try to catch Lafort napping. That's a tall task. And Hank back easily, and Ritter easily with the steal.
9-7 ball game in favor of Santa Barbara. Ground ball towards the right side. The second baseman comes in. He's got Lafort in a pickle. Lafort on his way towards third. Now both runners are on the same bag. Lafort is the one who is deemed safe, and Ritter is the one who is deemed out.
Sillick is aboard on a fielder's choice to the second baseman. The out will be recorded 4-2.
All right, so we have runners still on third and second, but now there's one man down. Heads up play there by Steve Curry to hold the runner.
Enough for Illig to get the second base. So a fielder's choice to the second baseman. It'll be a 4-2 putout as the catcher tagged Ritter at third base. That's the first out of the inning.
Ball and no strikes to count. Now we got the Riptide head coach heading out towards the mound. Jacob Parker Dixon comes into the ballgame with a 2.82 ERA. One of the most reliable arms in the bullpen available for the Riptide. He has been nominated to the All-Star game as the pitch is outside in the dirt. Nice block there by Jake Ortega. Jacob Parker on the mound out of Georgia Southern University, a very big guy, 6'7", 245 pounds. Also out of Monroe, Georgia. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Parker delivers, snipes the outer half, called a strike, 2-1. Runners on third and second for the Foresters.
9-7 lead for Santa Barbara, but 2 runners in scoring position. Biggest lead of the day.
Parker gets a sign. The 2-1 breaking ball at the chest misses. The count is at 3-1. The bright side is if you walk this guy, you have a force at any base with the bases loaded. So let's see what Jacob Parker decides to throw with the base open. Fastball that runs inside, popped up. And as a matter of fact, it was not popped up. It was actually fouled off the foot.
Michael down on his right knee, thought about getting up and staying
of Michael Nutzlifter.
Their way through his body.
And while he has some time to
Foul ball.
gather himself, he took a short break.
And Serena Bruin, the
So Connor Davis digs in, and he is inserted into a very difficult situation because the count is full 3-2. So he has no time to look at a pitch. He's just got to go up there swinging if anything is close. And it is an ideal situation because he has runners on third and second. Very important pair of insurance runs, and that is a ground ball towards the left side, and that is over the head of the third baseman. Here's Simpson. Throw down is a good one, but it is off the glove of the catcher, Jake Ortega. So would you look at that? Connor Davis making his presence felt early. First pitch he sings, a chopper over the head of the third baseman, Mason Hibbler, and that gives the Foresters a 4-run lead, 11-7 in favor of Santa Barbara. So an unfortunate turn of events here for Jacob Parker on the mound. Ball was not hit all that well. It was just perfectly located. Took a huge hop. Nothing the third baseman, Mason Hibbler, can do about it.
Heads-up base running as well from the Auburn first baseman.
Keep thinking of things I want to write down. I go in there and I'll write it down.
Huge at-bat for Davis. One pitch was all it took. And now Hardman.
The 1-0 is ripped towards the right side and foul.
Rips that one well foul and out of here towards the parking lot. One ball and one strike.
Just like a running tab on
Here, kid, it's 3-2. Go on up and swing against the
Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
All-Star game.
Parker takes a peek towards second. No one holding off the runner. Breaking ball that runs inside stays up high.
There's 2-1.
2-1.
40, 45.
So Ritter today has 4 RBIs. Illig has a pair. Davis gets a pair right
Parker once again looking towards second. The second baseman creeping in. Here comes the pitch. Fouled straight back.
fastball by Parker and a good rip by the Oklahoma first baseman Hardman. At that time,
I do a power.
right back to the screen, 2-2.
And then you also have to be hit. I'm going to wait till the end
Tyler?
of the season to see if they're hitting 380.
Comes in at
Parker does it again, this time at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A big right-hander delivers breaking ball off the end of the bat towards the right side. Thomas Delgadillo coming in, fighting the sun right in front of Steve Curry, who was going out himself. The catch is made. 2 men now in the inning.
and make the catch for the second out.
Until the very end. I do everything else.
Out of Oklahoma State University, Ryan Cash digs in. He's out of Plano, Texas. Born on August 29th, 1997. 6 feet tall, 152 pounds. He will be heading into his junior year.
Bring up Ryan Cash. He sacrificed bunted his last time up. Cash is due here.
Pitch runs outside for a ball.
Looks at a fastball. 1-0.
Want to know the count.
Yeah, you can see he can.
Ryan 0 for 3
Yeah.
with a sacrifice in the ball game is 3 for 8
30, 40.
against the OC
35,
Riptide.
40.
375 average in 2+ games. So a good guy to have at the plate. here.
Misses outside.
Strike, 1-1.
Or check that. It's called a strike. 1-1.
Cash has scored 2 runs watch the league's top two teams.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Ball 2, 2-1.
Yeah, I think so.
Won here back in June, 13-0. Riptide won in Santa Barbara on the last day of June, 2-1 in 11 innings.
The 2-1 swung on and missed, even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
By Parker. And the count evens 2-2.
Jacob.
So the Foresters scored 13 runs the last time they were here. Now they have scored 11. So offensively, let's just say they feel right at home here at Fullerton College.
Went off the railing of the dugout.
The Riptide have put on a good amount of runs themselves with 7.
One loss. That was the Foresters' first home loss of the year. As this one is fouled away.
His size. Yeah.
But it's pretty ironic.
Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 men down. 4-run lead in favor of the Foresters. 11-7 ball game, 15 hits, 11 runs, as opposed to 10 hits, 7 runs.
First home loss of the season.
Ryan Cash looking to extend the inning and the lead off the end of the bat towards the left side and foul.
Play. And stays alive, 2-2. So 3 runs in the inning. RBI by LaForte, Hank with a double, and then a 2 RBI single.
It was 8-7 starting off the top of the 8th.
Who just watched it go over.
3 runs have come around to score.
Here's the 2-2.
As the breaking ball's on the outer half and the home plate umpire pulls the trigger for strike 3. Backdoor slider to put an end to the top half of the 8th inning. And to the bottom half of the 8th we go. 11-7 in favor of Santa Barbara.
Against the tough.
Mason Hibbler leads things off here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Brad Demko remains on the mound as the pitch is swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. 11-7 in favor of the Foresters. The Riptide looking to fight back, looking to once again trim the deficit. They've been able to tie up the ballgame a few times throughout today's game. Nonetheless, they have not been able to take a lead as that fastball runs outside to even up the count at 1-1.
He had no chance. That's the ultimate frustration in baseball. The epitome of the game right there. Sometimes the ball bounces your way, and sometimes it doesn't.
The left-hander delivers fastball that runs inside, not called a strike. 2-1.
So the count 2-1 to Mason Hibbler. Senior Longhorn from Cypress, Texas.
Must be rough.
We'll do it again, this time at 2-1.
240.
Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed.
State blows a fastball by Mason. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hibbler at the plate. He's out of the University of Texas. Also out of Cypress, Texas. Will be hitting into his senior season. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball. Oh, that's a dandy for strike 3. Mason Hibbler took no time getting out of there.
Stepping up to the plate from Georgia Southern University, number 7, Steve Curry.
Steve Curry now digs in. Curry's out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Mike Warder awaits on deck as the pitch misses for a ball. 1-0. Must be nice for the players out of Georgia Southern University to be a part of a team where they feel comfortable due to the fact that they have so many familiar faces. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball stays high, 2-1.
Actually tied for 4th with Daniel Hawkins, both of those youngsters at 324. Ball 2.
The 2-1 runs inside in the dirt.
Comes back, misses inside and in the dirt. And Brad needs to refocus here. Behind in the count 3-1, so he does. Steps off the rubber, rubs up the baseball a little bit. Now back on and has
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Slap towards the right side and foul.
So Curry protecting, snaps that one out of play. And the count 3 balls and 2 strikes.
The count is full, 3-2. One man down in the inning.
Forrester's 11.
Mason Hibbler struck out as the 3-2 pitch is inside for ball 4.
Ball 4. Walk issue
Mason McWhorter digs in.
by Demko. That's the first base runner allowed by Brad.
Since the last time we were here on June 29th, the Riptide have won 4 of their last 7 games. As I said, the Forest and the Riptide have faced each other twice, each team winning a game apiece. First game was a 13-0 victory for the Foresters. The second game was a 2-1 victory for the Riptide. Both teams come into the ballgame running a 2-game winning streak as the pitch is on the outer half for a strike.
Ortega and Gomez. 3 groundouts on the infield with the infield in. And the Riptide left the tying run at third base.
The 0-2 pitch to Mason McWhorter.
And the Foresters come right back and
It's fouled back.
the 0-2 pitch is fouled to the screen. Hits again off the metal pole and ricochets in front of the Forester dugout. That was the key right there.
The Riptide will travel to Santa Barbara on Saturday.
They're down by 4 again. Bounced in the dirt. Throw back to first. Not in time. Curry sliding head first to get that.
It'll be a 6 p.m. start time over there.
Santa Barbara, if they can hold on to this lead.
A ball and 2 strikes to count to McWhorter. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. The left-hander delivers. In there for strike 3.
Demko, a 1-2 curveball.
So Demko,
Catches McWhorter.
with 2 strikeouts on the inning, looking to strike out the side.
Pinch hitting for Orange County. From Clemson University, number 21, Matthew Cooper.
And Matthew Cooper, out of Clemson University, digs in. He is pinch hitting for Brandon Alamo.
And with Curry still at first, we'll bring up Alamo, the designated hitter, but it's instead going to be a pinch hitter. Jason Smith is going to go to his bench here for a pinch hitter, Matthew Cooper. He's
Fastball that swung on and missed, 2-1.
Cooper is a 6'3", 215-pound right-hander from Clemson University, the Atlantic Coast Conference. He'll be a sophomore for the Clemson Tigers.
The 0-1.
Fastball
Misses the ball and a strike.
Demko, 1-1. Cooper hails from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He's in his 15th game, batting .262 with 5 RBIs.
The 1-1 pitch. Slapped towards the right side. The right fielder giving chase. Runs out of room. That one is well into foul territory.
Won't give up as that one is well out of play. Demko jumps ahead of Cooper. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Always a beautiful time around sunset here at Fullerton College.
Out enjoying a pleasant afternoon.
Nice shade of blue upon us.
Still yelling at the top of his lungs.
As the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3.
From Demko.
And Demko strikes out the side here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. To the top of the 9th we go. The score remains 11-7 in favor of Santa Barbara. Daniel Zimmerman takes him out for the Riptide here in the top half of the 9th inning. He is 6'4", 220 pounds, out of the University of Michigan, where he will be entering his sophomore season out of Redondo Beach, California. Close to my area. I reside in Lawndale.
CL having an annual prospect game this summer. A different name.
Zimmerman just hoping to hold the deficit for the Riptide. They are down by 4 as that one snaps the outer half for a strike, 0-1.
Manager Jason Smith, a good honor.
An 11-7 ball game in favor of the Foresters.
Americans. That game will take place next Wednesday.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, a fastball that runs outside and low.
Michigan facing the right-handed hitter from Texas Tech here to lead off the night. 11-7 Santa Barbara, a 1-1 count on Warren.
Zimmerman gets the sign, sets, delivers a 1-1 pitch, fastball that is in the dirt,
The plate,
bounces all the way to the backstop.
2 balls and 1 strike. Brandon Zaragoza on deck.
Brandon Zaragoza, out of Moore, Oklahoma, born on December 18th, 1997. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fastball at the knees. This time it's called a strike to even up the count at 2.
Good fastball by Zimmerman on the outside corner. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Zaragoza, 6 feet tall, 165 pounds.
Foresters trying to put the Riptide 7 games behind.
The 2-2. Breaking ball that drops below the knees. The count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Foresters have only one player, or not one player. They have only 2 players below 6 feet tall on their roster. One of them being Turner Gaunt and the other Logan Allen.
Number 9, Brandon Zaragoza.
Times tonight for the Foresters. That's a good sign. And another good start to the 9th inning here, just like the 8th.
So I'm looking at the roster for the Foresters, and what came to mind is that it is not updated because I'm pretty sure that Hank LaFord at second base is below 6 feet tall. Sure enough, he is 5'6". So that's actually a total of 3 players.
In the 2nd, in the 6th, in the 8th, and now the 9th innings. That's how you put up 11 runs. Get that leading
Right-hander delivers fastball. Outside corner for a strike, 0-2.
Brandon kicking at the dirt. And coming right back is Zimmerman for strike 2, 0-2.
Zimmerman gets the sign. Delivers the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball that's laced right back up the middle for a base hit. So Brandon Zaragoza doing a nice job of staying back on the pitch. Drove it right back up the middle. So runners on first and second with no man out as Logan Allen digs in. Allen is out of Bryant, Arkansas. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. He'll be heading into his junior season. That one gets away from the backstop. Both runners able to advance easily. First time I see a ball get away from Jake Ortega to that extent. So one swing of the bat can make this a 13-7 ball game.
So there they are for Allen. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Warren at third. Zaragoza at second. Pitch to the plate is wild.
So it's been a wild set of games here for the Riptide and the Foresters. The first one was a 13-0 shutout for Santa Barbara. The second game was a 2-1 battle, which the Riptide were able to deem themselves victorious in, and now we are in a little bit of a back and forth battle. It's an 11-7 ball game, but with a few more runs, the Foresters would be able to break this one wide open. So let's see what unravels.
Potential runs in a game that already has 18 of them. Ortega out to talk to his right-hander. Zimmerman will fire in
the 2-0 fastball swung on and missed 2-1.
Whatever Ortega said to his right-hander worked on that pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. Middle infielders are back for the Riptide.
The 2-1 pitch from Zimmerman, fastball misses high and outside.
Outside and high. And Logan Allen, a pitch away from loading him up with Hank LaFord, who already has a single, a triple, and a double on deck. So
the 3-1 pitch is nowhere to be found. Died down before reaching home plate, went straight to the ground. And here's a pitching coach going out to have a chat with this pitcher, so we'll take a short break. So the bases are loaded. For LaForte at the plate. Chop towards the right side. Mason McWhorter. Long throw home. Jake Ortega able to keep his foot on the bag. One man down.
Number 25, Luke Ritter.
Luke Ritter digs in. He had a moonshot. The second time up, it was a 2-run or 2 RBI home run. So yeah, 2-run home run.
The bases remain loaded for Luke Ritter. He looks at strike one, 0-1. Luke has had a big day as well.
No balls and 1 strike.
RBI double.
Right-hander delivers to Ritter. That one is in the dirt.
Ritter with a chance for a 5-hit game here. 4 for 4 with a walk.
So on the official roster, there is a section for pitchers, catchers, infielders, and outfielders. Daniel Zimmerman has a section all to himself, which is the utility section. Zimmerman can play the field, he can hit, and he can also pitch as the pitch is swung on and missed 1 or 2.
Can't catch up with Zimmerman's fastball. In the count, a ball and 2 strikes. So Luke 4 for 4.
Foresters looking to tack on some more runs. No lead is safe in the game of baseball. It's not over until the 27th out. So why give your opponent an opportunity to come back into the ballgame? It's not the first time that the Foresters have held a 4-run lead in this one. They had a 4-run lead going into the bottom half of the first inning. Nonetheless, a 4-run bottom half of the first tied up the ballgame.
Was in the 240s about 10 days ago, so he's gotten hot at the right time. Here comes
The 1-2.
It's up and
Inside.
and Ritter spanks
Foul towards the right side.
over the Riptide dugout. Now Bolds, a ball and 2 strikes. Luke has now 4 doubles and 4 home runs with 1 of each tonight. He'll take a base hit or anything else right here. Zimmerman.
The 1-2.
The 1-2
That's
is
about the runs high.
To the backstop. Catcher trying to make the play. Ortega can't come up with the ball.
Once again, we apologize for the delay after that foul ball came and hit our iPad. It just completely became a big mess. Well, you did miss something important. Luke Ritter, who is aboard at third base, has officially hit for the cycle. He is 5 for 5 today, so another prominent feat in an already historical season for the Foresters. Carter Cummins coming into the ballgame for the Riptide out of Doane University. Looked like it would be a fun finish to a tightly contested ball game, but at this point it is a 14-7 lead in favor of Santa Barbara. They have 17 hits to show for it. And they're not done yet. There's only one out in the inning, and the superfan continues to yell his head off. He's yelling creeping death. I'm not too sure what that's supposed to represent. I don't know what the purpose of it is. Nonetheless, it's something that he enjoys doing, so why not let him, right?
There's about 4 or 5 guys ordinarily would be locks for player of the game.
A ball and 2 strikes to count. Cummins delivers. Misses outside and high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Back-to-back EP19 player of the games for Luke, who just had 4 ribbies in the victory over
The 2-2. Misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Cummins misses high. So Billig, as he always does, adjusts his batting gloves. I mentioned Bill Pintar and
Full count. Cummins delivers off the end of the bat towards the left side. The third baseman giving a nice long run. Did he make the play? No, he did not. He ran out of our vision, so I was relying on the third base umpire, but it looks like nothing transpired after all. Well, at least nothing more than just a foul ball.
as far as pitchers, including the top 3 and 5 of the top 6 for the prospect game next Wednesday, and they also have 5 position players who were named in the list.
The 3-2.
Yesterday.
Misses for ball 4. Gets away from Jake Ortega. Not far enough for Ritter to advance.
Jake thinking always the runner at third hustled to go get
So that's the one thing about the Foresters. I mean, they've got a good set of bats, but their discipline at the plate really contributes towards their success offensively.
was about 36 pitchers deep, so only half of them will get a chance to showcase their talents, which immediately made me think, why not have a doubleheader? Let everybody get an inning in, and you can get more position players some at-bats.
Cummins takes a peek towards first base. With a 7-run lead, I really doubt the runner aboard will be taking off. Nonetheless, you just really never know.
Showcase their skills.
Fastball that runs inside, fouled away.
For New Stifter will get a second at-bat. Chops the first pitch from Cummins foul.
Davis at the plate.
Saying that each pitcher will get 1
Came in to replace Newfister, who left with an injury. He fouled a ball off his foot, and he did not want any business out on the baseball field after that. He tried to regain himself. He tried to take a few steps of comfort, was unable to, and that's another RBI single here for Connor Davis. 15-7.
And there it is, a season high in hits for Santa Barbara. They're 18. New Stifters coming in.
0-1 the count. Here comes the pitch. Ripped towards the left side. Past the leaping Mason Hibbler, and the Foresters are really rubbing it on now. 2 runs will come in to score.
Taylor Smart has his arms away.
My goodness.
Let's go, Davis!
Look at the scoreboard.
Right behind him, it'll be Illig.
17-7.
Wasn't it just like 8-7? Like,
That is remarkable. In the last 2 innings, the Foresters have scored 9 total runs. Ryan Cash now steps into the plate.
The Foresters have a 6-run ninth inning.
Already one of the more longer games we've played here at Fullerton College in regards to time. Well past the 3-hour mark. He's had his hit back up the middle, and what was once 17-7 is now 18-7. An RBI single, and my goodness, the Foresters are absolutely pummeling the Orange County Riptide. 20 hits, 18 runs have come across to score. And this is very different from the 2-1 ball game we had just a few nights ago. I can only hope for the best going into Saturday's game. Let's see if that'll be another high-scoring fiesta, or whether it will be a nice, low-scoring, well-contested ball game. Fastball outside for a strike.
So Hardman you guys just scored. Was that double?
So a 7-run.
No balls and 2 strikes to count.
Has given them an 18-7 lead here.
There are no lights here at Fullerton College, and darkness is falling upon us. Good news is that we are already in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, he just scored 2. Ryan Cash.
Started with a walk to Cameron Warren, Zaragoza single, Allen a walk. Reported to a fielder's choice.
The 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. So, Carter Cummins recording his first shot of the ball game off a strikeout.
For the second out of the inning.
Number 9, Brandon Zaragoza.
Yes.
Brandon Zaragoza digs in.
Have 7 runs.
20 hits, 18 runs for the Foresters.
Hardman a 2-run double. Cash an RBI single.
Off the inner half towards the left side and foul.
11th hitter in the inning. Swats one past the Forester dugout.
Finally cool enough to
And the count no
enjoy your,
balls and
enjoy
1
your
strike.
evening.
This game that has had so many twists and turns certainly turned in the 7th and
The 0-1
but now the Foresters
on the inner half, 0-2.
really just putting the finishing touches on an impressive offensive performance. Normally 7 runs, 10 hits will win you a game. That's the Foresters' average on the season, and that's what the Riptide have.
Swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to put an end to an awful inning for the Riptide pitching staff. 18-7 to the bottom of the 9th we go.
University, number 1, Luke Bandy.
Out of Dallas Baptist University, Luke Bandy steps in. The Riptide are down 18-7. Wow. Let's finish out the ball game with a bang, huh? No balls and 1 strike to count. Fastball that runs outside. At one point, it was 8-7, so there's a bright side.
What was a back and forth game through the first.
The ball and 2 strikes to count. That was probably a makeup call. Not necessarily a makeup call, but a call that just signifies that you want to get out of here because that was nowhere close to strike zone, but called a strike anyway. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The leadoff hitter misses, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stay with us for the post-game show. We'll have a brief recap brought to you by the Nugget Restaurants, and we'll also give you the
Fastball runs inside, called strike 3. Luke Bandy looks with a face of disappointment, but he's probably, he's got an idea of what's going on. The home plate umpire just trying to put an end to the game.
Number 32,
That
Thomas
was not a
Delgadillo.
strike. But
Misses outside for a ball, 1-0.
Demko and Delgadillo.
Thomas Delgadillo digs in.
Ball 1-0.
Ground ball
Pitch slapped down
towards the right side and foul.
and
he's
the
like, I'm
count
fucking over it. I've
1-1.
seen 30 hits today. 5 errors.
25 runs, 30 hits, 5 errors in this ball game today, but the last 2 innings have been the
That's hit towards the right side into the glove of the second baseman, Hank Lafort. Delgadillo hit the ball right on the button. Delgadillo definitely has an ability to swing the bat. He's definitely talented in that aspect of things. Always looks very confident, very reliable at the plate.
No, Indiana. Dominant here since coming on with 1 out in the 7th.
Swung on and missed on one.
That is it. As the first pitch is a strike to Aaron Simpson, 0-1.
That was the only time.
Orange County starting the night a game ahead of Fields.
The 0-1
Second place.
evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Half game behind Healdsburg in 4th. So those 3 jockeying for 2, 3, and 4 spots in the season.
The 1-1 swung on and missed 1-2. Riptide 1 strike away from taking the loss today. Foresters are 20-3 in league play, and well, they're actually 21-3. That puts an end to the ballgame. The final line for today's Santa Barbara win, and yes, you are hearing this correctly. 18 runs, 20 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters, 7 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the Riptide. My name is Jonathan Ortiz, and we thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. We ask you to stay for just a bit longer as we have a post-game interview coming up with our very own Carly Armendariz. As for me, I wish you a very pleasant rest of your Thursday evening, and we'll see you back here on Saturday.
On behalf of OC Riptide,
Or this one. Good evening, fans. I'm Carly Armendariz here with catcher Jake Ortega. The Santa Barbara Foresters just defeated your Riptide 18-7. Although it was a tough game, tell us about your mentality going into the game today.
We knew they were going to be an aggressive hitting team. They were going to look for pitches up in the zone, and we made a few mistake pitches, and they just capitalized today. But mentality stays the same, stay in every pitch, score as many runs as we can, and try to play some good defense.
Yeah, and you guys are playing them again tomorrow at their field, and you beat them the last time you guys were there. So what do you think the team needs to do to bounce back from this loss going into tomorrow to hopefully get that win?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's another day. You just got to flush it. New day tomorrow. This one's done. It's done with. Can't do anything about it. So it's a brand new day, new pitch on the mound, and just take it one inning at a time.
All right.